Alright, and we're here for round 2. Again, at work while this round happened, so I didn't get to record it on time, so we're just watching the playback. Hopefully this is the last time I have to do this to you guys. It's the last time I have to do it this week, but I don't know. We'll see what happens next week with work. Hopefully, I'll just bring my laptop in and record while I'm there. But I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, we're playing against a crazy deck this round. Crazy deck, guys. Whenever this thing says start, there we go. All right, so I want to roll. I choose to play first, and I obviously love this hand. Turn 1 Cloud Post, turn 2 Glimmer Post, with a little action. Unfortunately, we can't cast any of it just yet, but you know, with another land or a gifts or things like this, we can get there. So we'll see how it goes. And he mulligans down to 5 cards. So starting this one off on the right foot. So we're going to play turn 1 Cloud Post, pass to him. He's just got a land and a pass. Goes to us. We draw another Glimmer Post. So we're going to play the first Glimmer Post. I blew it here. I should have played the foil one since it's so much prettier, but what are you going to do? We're going to play the Crucible since we don't have much in the way of options here. And pass it back to him. And again, off a 5-card hand, not a lot of action out of him. So just another mountain and a pass. And then we draw Oracle. So we don't have any green mana yet, but we can get there. What we're going to want to do is we're going to tap our Locuses for 3 mana, play our Ghost Quarter our Glimmer Post to go and get the green mana, which will make our 4th mana to play our Oracle, and then replay our Glimmer Post out of our graveyard thanks to Crucible. We have a Gifts on top, which is going to be really nice. We can go ahead and Ghost Quarter our Glimmer Post again next turn to be able to play that Gifts if need be. But probably won't need to. We're going to have mana for Triskelion, and shortly thereafter we'll have quite a bit of mana. Countryside Crusher. So I'm thinking maybe a red-green aggro deck with Countryside Crusher. Just wants to make sure he draws all gas. We shall see. So we hit Vesuva on top of our deck, which is great. So we're going to play Vesuva, copying the Cloud Post. And then we're going to play our Glimmer Post. Gain 4 life. So if he is an aggressive deck, that should be really nice. And then before that Countryside Crusher has a chance to do anything, I'm just going to play Triskelion and go ahead and kill it. I don't want that thing to get to be 5/5, 6/6, maybe bigger, and find him some gas. I'd rather, if there's lands on top of his deck, I'd rather he just draw some rando lands, and he'll be down a threat. And now we get to attack. And unfortunately for us, he's got a replacement Countryside Crusher. Old Ross Perot there, throwing trees at us. So we're going to draw Chalice of the Void, Wormcoil Engine on top, so that's always good. So here we have access to 11 mana, more than that with the Ghost Quarter interaction, playing that and killing this and playing another land, etc., etc. So we have access to quite a few mana here. So there's just a lot of stuff we can do here. We could play Platinum Empyrean, and if he is an aggressive deck, that'll probably wrap it up right there. But I'm not actually sure what he's playing. Maybe he's got some main deck artifact removal, or you know, he could have any number of things. So instead of assuming that the Platinum Empyrean is good, I think I'm going to try and set up a Mindslaver lock here. So we're going to tap our Glimmer Post. Usually I'd wait and Gifts on his turn, but didn't end up doing that here. I guess I just wanted to use the mana that I was floating with the Glimmer Post, so what are you going to do? Now here's a funny thing is I played the Ghost Quarter out of my graveyard, I Ghost Quartered my Glimmer Post, and then I replayed the Glimmer Post, which I think is incorrect. I know is incorrect actually. I get Mindslaver, Academy Ruins, Sundering Titan, and Wormcoil Engine, I believe. So the Mindslaver lock and 2 huge gas cards. He bends the Academy Ruins and the Mindslaver. Certainly the Mindslaver, I was expecting the Academy Ruins. I didn't think that he would bend that since I get to play it with Crucible anyway. So anyway, where the mistake comes in is I should have tapped my cloud posts before I ghost quartered my glimmer post, so that way I had the mana from those. Played my ghost quarter, ghost quartered my glimmer post, but not replayed the glimmer post, because now I can't play Academy Ruins this turn since I've already played both of my lands for the turn, which means I have to wait an extra turn to get Mindslaver going. So, little mistake. Shouldn't have done that. Should have been thinking more ahead. But I'm gonna blame work for that. I was at work and stressed and all of this. So, but no, I was just playing poorly. So here we're gonna play Sundering Titan, sit him back on mana. So hopefully he can't do a whole lot. We're gonna destroy his forest, his mountain, and unfortunately our island, which is gonna pump up Ross Perot. And we're gonna go ahead and just pass and see what he comes up with. Alright, here comes a big reveal. Alright, see, this is where it gets crazy. He reveals a bunch of lands, Smoldering Spires and Teetering Peaks, and we get all the way down here to Conflagrate. Now this is where you'll see over here, I tell him I'm not sure exactly what's going on here. Seems like a bunch of nonsense. So we put a couple of Countryside Crusher triggers on the stack. That guy's gonna get pretty big. Pretty big. Unfortunately, this is taking a while to put all these triggers on the stack, hitting this old one step ahead button. So just bear with me. Alright, almost there. Speed it up. Click, 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 click. So I'm trying to figure out why he's got Conflagrate. Like, he won the first round, so I know his deck isn't 100% terrible. So I can't assume that he's just some kind of really crappy red-green aggressive deck with Conflagrate as a crappy fireball. And then I noticed that he's got an island in his graveyard, so he's playing blue spells. And now I'm starting to put it together. He's playing Countryside Crusher, Conflagrate, like a billion lands, and Treasure Hunt. So his goal is to treasure hunt into a lot of lands, and use all the lands that he gets off of that to discard to the flashback of Conflagrate, which, like I said, pretty crazy stuff. Pretty crazy stuff. So he doesn't have very much action on his turn. Let's just go ahead and skip a whole dang step. Alright. Good stuff. So he plays a Skarg, which is really cool. It's gonna give one of his guys trample if he ever gets to use it. and a third Countryside Crusher. We get to turn back. There's a Glimmer Post waiting for us. So we're going to draw that. See a Moment's Peace on top. We're going to replay our island out of our graveyard and our Academy Ruins to set up the Mindslaver lock. So unfortunately, no Glimmer Post this turn. I could attack and maybe lose my Sundering Titan to kill one of his mountains and two of my lands, but that seems terrible. So, I don't think I have a good attack here. So we're just going to play some large men's, a la Platinum Empyrean, and then mistakenly, story of my life, mistakes, I played the Chalice for 1 here, which I thought would stop the flashback on Conflagrate, since it only costs 1 mana if you're not paying for X, but I asked an ORC in between rounds how that interaction worked, and as it turns out, that when you flash it back, I guess it looks at the cards that you discarded, sets the cost. So X, like if you discard 4 cards, the converted mana cost of a flashback Conflagrate on the stack is like 9 mana. So like 4 cards, and a red, so 9 mana. So ends up actually not working according to that ORC, but with the knowledge that I had, that seemed like the best thing to do. Plus, I didn't have anything else to do with this 2 mana since I'm leaving up 2 for Academy Ruins, so I figured might as well. So we're passing it back to him. He's not going to do a whole lot. I'm going to trigger these guys again. And kind of a similar mistake to what I did in the last round is something's going crazy. Kind of a similar mistake to what I did last round in showing extra cards that I don't need to show. I think we're just going to keep going through the game here, so I'll explain that just at the end. I'm going to Mindslaver lock him, and it doesn't end up that there's anything that he can do. Okay, we just skipped to the end of his turn. So he just revealed a bunch of lands until he revealed a Countryside Crusher. Didn't play it, just passed the turn. So he revealed a bunch of cards off his Countryside Crusher triggers. When, as it turns out, he doesn't have a way of getting out of the Mindslaver lock. Now he might have something to get out of that in his deck, and just didn't, and was trying to draw to it. I'm not sure what he could be playing that would get him out of it from this position. So I'm not sure why he didn't concede. As it turns out, he doesn't have a way to stop me from getting Mindslaver back. So we're going to play our Glimmer Post. We're going to play our Mindslaver and break it, taking his turn. And then here's where it really gets funny, is I go ahead and play out Wormcoil Engine to put just 100 damage on the board. Was that 14, 21, 22, 23, 24 damage on the board? So I pass to him. He says, good game over on the right. He knows he's beat. So I take his turn, and he knows that he's dead, and yet he lets me play his whole turn out for him. So the Countryside Crushers, again, they trigger and reveal all the way down to Treasure Hunt. So, as I assumed he had Treasure Hunt, sure enough, he sure does. But he just didn't need to show that to me since he was already dead. So anyway, I go ahead and attack with his 2 Countryside Crushers this turn. I block with Oracle and Triskelion for some reason, even though I have Platinum Empyrean in play. So that was kind of funny. He asked me why I did that, and I told him I didn't have a good reason for it. Let me get some of this out of your way, even though it's, the game is over at this point. So anyway, there's my library. Here's his hand. So yeah, I attack and tap him out, just to clear the way, and then I've got 21 damage waiting for him after I stupidly block. And that's the game. So yeah, tap him out, attack with the Crushers, jump block for no reason, go to my turn, and just attack him for the win here. Now, same as the first round, Moto decided not to put Game 2 or Game 3 in my games file, unfortunately, so I'm just going to have to talk you guys through those without any visuals. Game 2 and Game 3 were both very similar in that I had a turn 1 Leyline of Sanctity both games to protect me from a Conflagrate kill, but he had a early Countryside Crusher that I just could not deal with. I didn't draw enough mana early to get out like a Wormcoil Engine or something to block it really, before it was much too late. Like 15 power Countryside Crusher can only be chump blocked for so long, and I just couldn't put together a stable board position of either Platinum Empyrean or Wormcoil Engine's Death Touch to kill it off, or anything to be able to live through it. So Game 2 and Game 3, I had the ley line, so I couldn't be conflagrated, but I did not have protection from big, crazy, 100 power Ross Perot's throwing trees at my face. So I ended up losing this round, and we're off to a 1-1 start this week. And that's the game. Yeah, why I block, your life total can't change. Yeah, I have no idea. No idea why I blocked there. Anyway, I ended up losing the next 2, and we're off to round 3.